Patricia Enoh is a passion-driven woman in her mid-30s, one of the country's most celebrated and sought-after fashion designer, creative director of House of Pat, a bespoke fashion brand that has dressed the who is who, both on the national and international level, from A-list celebrities to socialites. Weeks earlier, she was in Europe participating in a popular fashion week, where she showcased her latest collections and accessories. Back in Lagos, Nigeria, few weeks to Christmas, she was chilling in the living room one evening with Richie, her 7-year-old son, both snacking on popcorn over Kiddy's cartoon, when Dami, her longtime friend, called.
Girl, I'm watching clips of you at the just concluded fashion show now on TV. I'm super proud of you.
Thanks, Dami. It was a huge success. My collections were completely sold out. I'm looking forward to the next fashion show.
You can say that again. While you were at it, please keep your Christmas weekend free. It's Lanre and I's 10th wedding anniversary, and as our maid of honor, we would really love you to be a part of our celebration, as you were there when we started this journey.
Wow. Congrats, Dami. Say no more, babes. I'm there already.
The dress code is hot red.
I got you, babes.
Christmas weekend came before Patricia knew it. She adhered to the dress code, rocking a piece from her numerous bespoke collections. She left in company of Richie. The drive to Dami and Lanre Bakerr's house, somewhere in Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, that cool, dry harmattan morning, was an easy, fun ride, snacking and chit-chatting with Richie. Cars of all sorts drove into Dami and Lanre Bakerr's residence when Patricia arrived. Stepping inside the Bakerr's mansion, she was sure in to have the fun of her life, especially at the sight of some good old friends from her university days, where she met the Bakerrs. The host, Dami and Lanre Bakerr, welcomed guests warmly with hugs, smiles, and basically making them comfortable. While the adults were down exchanging pleasantries with each other and catching up with good old days, Richie, who was the youngest guest, joined the Bakerr kids upstairs, playing and snacking. At the dinner table much later, there were a variety of sumptuous foods and drinks as the guests dined and wined, chatting, laughing, and reminiscing the good old days. Patricia was having the time of her life. Just as the Bakerrs were about giving a proper welcome speech, Richard Ekanem walked in. Patricia's countenance changed, especially as he sat in the empty chair next to her.
Hello, Pat. Good to see you.
Hi, Richard.
The Bakerrs craved for everyone's indulgence as they proceeded with what they had to say.
It's truly a blessing to have you all, our university friends, here to celebrate Dami and I's 10th wedding anniversary. We are truly humbled and honored. Right, babes?
Yes, babes. Indeed, this is the best Christmas ever. It's amazing to see Pat, who was my maid of honor, and our best man Richard here today to celebrate us 10 years after. 10 years doing life with Lanre is a life journey that has shaped my life to become the woman that I am today. I'm willing to do more years with this man, and I love you 10 times as much.
And I love you 10 times much more. Thank you for being not just my life partner, but my support system.
Both Pat and Richard proposed a toast for the couple, and everyone drank to it. There was cutting of the anniversary cake, guests played games, and the day ended with a group of talented singers, entertaining everyone with some Christmas carol. Guests left much later in the evening after having so much fun. Patricia did not leave immediately with the other guests. She stayed back helping Dami in the kitchen to tidy up things.
You didn't mention Richard was coming.
I know. If I had told you, I wasn't certain you would come. And being that he was our best man, Lanre also wanted him to be present.
I see.
So he decided coming alone, leaving his wife at home.
I know you really don't care about what I'm about to tell you. The truth is, for a while now, Richard and Janet have been having serious marital issues and are considering getting a divorce. He found out that Richard Jr. isn't his biological child,
Karma is indeed a bitch and doesn't miss a dress.
You can say that again. But it was nice seeing you both sit together today, though. Reminds me of the good old days. So I'm guessing you both were able to have a conversation.
Oh, please, Dami. What kind of silly conversation am I supposed to have with him?
No, we didn't. He tried initiating one, but I have nothing to say to him.
Really? You don't think you owe him the truth about your son? He needs to know.
Incidentally, Richard too did not leave alongside other guests. He stayed back in the living room, talking and drinking with Lanre.
So, Richard, you really moved out of your house, and you're really heading for a divorce?
Yes, no going back. You fool me once, that's on you. You fool me twice, that's on me. For the past 7 years, she made me believe Richard Jr. was my son. How cruel can you be as a person?
A while later, Witchy ran past, and Richard asked whose child he was.
Oh, that's Pat's son. He was up playing with my daughters.
Oh, that's true. I heard she had a child after we broke up. He is such a cute little boy. That is how I was at his age. Do you by any means know who the father is?
I think she had a fling with some random guy. Nothing serious.
Really?
Yes, and speak of Pat, how did it feel seeing her again after so many years?
It felt good. She is gorgeous as ever. She was kind of cold to me and practically avoided any form of eye contact and conversation with me.
You both need to have a conversation. Trash things out once. Bury the hatchet once and for all. I think I heard her voice in the kitchen with my wife.
All right, let me go try my luck.
Like they always say, there is no harm in trying. Good luck, man. Cheers.
Pat, you need to chill. It's high time you put aside your anger and hurt and have a conversation with him as adults. He needs to know.
Just then, Richie ran into the kitchen.
Shh, Dami, Richie is here. Please, let's change the subject.
I don't want Richie asking questions. Witchy requested for drinking water, which Dami obliged him. The boy left soon after drinking the water, and Dami continued her talk. At that same time, Richard was making his way to the kitchen. Getting to the kitchen door, he couldn't help eavesdropping into the conversation of the two women, and what he heard almost froze him.
For how long, Pat? The kid is growing, and very soon he's going to start asking questions about his father. Now is the best time to introduce them both as father and son. Richard needs to know that Richie is his son. You can't hide that from him. He is a lawyer, remember? And if he finds out, he might—
Do what? Sue me? Oh, please. Richard, who had eavesdropped enough, walked in. The two women were startled at the sight of Richard, both confused and wondering if he had heard their conversation.
I heard you both. Pat, why? For how long were you going to hide my child away from me? Dami, why? So you and Lanre knew all along and yet kept it from me?
Richard, please leave the Bakers out of this. Dami kept it from you and Lanre because I asked her to, and she was only respecting my wish.
Dami excused them to talk and went over to meet her husband to break the news to him.
Pat, for good 7 years? Why? I know I hurt you, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm truly sorry. Leaving you was and still is my biggest regret, worst mistake, and am currently facing the consequences of that action. But you hiding my child away from me? No, that is extreme.
Richard, did I hear you say extreme? What exactly did you expect me to do? Extreme is you jilting on me, getting married to my so-called best friend who was already pregnant for you at the time. Richard, I loved you body, mind, and soul. You betrayed me. So of what good would the news of my pregnancy been to you? Why would you even want the child of the woman you dumped?
Pat, I'm truly sorry for the hurt, pain, betrayal, and even embarrassment I put you through. Please find a place in your heart to forgive me.
It's fine. I picked up the pieces of me you had shattered, made peace with my situation at the time, and I got through it. It's been 7 years already, and I'm fine now. We are fine.
Lanre was still trying to process the news his wife just broke to him when a sassy-looking woman walked in with a box of gift.
Hello, family. Happy anniversary, guys.
I couldn't miss your anniversary for anything in the world. She walked up to the Bakers, hugged them, and presented the gift to them. A short while later, Pat and Richard emerged from the kitchen and saw Janet with the Bakers. At the sight of Richard and Pat, Janet flared up and even advanced toward him for a physical altercation.
Richard, so you couldn't even wait for our marriage to be formally over before hopping back to your ex? I always knew you weren't completely over her.
While Dami apologizing for Janet's poor behavior. Back home, just before she slept later in the night, Pat received a call from a strange number. Richard had called to apologize for Janet's tantrum earlier at the Bakers.
During that call, somehow, the two were able to talk things out like adults. He commended her for the great work raising Richie single-handedly since he was born. He then pleaded to be a part of his life so that he can have a balanced life with both parents active and also to make up for the years he missed in his life. Pat agreed and even invited him over for lunch the following day.
The following morning, the delivery man brought 2 gift boxes, one for her.
Thank you, Pat, for the gift of Richie, our son. Merry Christmas.
And the other for Richie.
Merry Christmas, my sunshine. Love from Daddy.
Seeing his gift and reading the short note, Richie was super excited, curious at the same time to know who his father was. Pat assured him he would meet him soon. Prior to Richard's arrival early that afternoon, Pat was in the kitchen preparing the typical Nigerian jollof rice and fried turkey. Richard arrived with a bottle of wine and fruit juice just before lunchtime. If someone had told Pat that such a day would come, where she would let go of the hurt and pain, she would argue that such would never happen, even in 1,000 years to come. She served them the sumptuous lunch she prepared, and during that time she made the introduction of the father and son. After which she allowed them have their moment. It was quite an emotional sight for her, seeing the excitement in their eyes. The bonding between Richard and Richie was automatic, that anyone who saw them would not believe they only just got introduced to each other. Much later in the afternoon, while Richie was observing siesta, Pat and Richard sat on the couch, sipping wine, while watching a Christmas movie on TV.
Thank you for allowing me into Richie's life. This means a whole lot to me. This year has been a roller coaster of series of events, but this is the highlight of the year, and I'm indebted to you for this. From the moment I first saw Richie, I was reminded of my younger self. One minute, I was angry and disappointed that the son I raised wasn't mine all along. And the next minute, God brings my own biological child to me. Thank you, Pat. You have no idea what this means to me.
You're welcome. And speak of Richie, if you have any doubt about him being yours, please feel free to conduct a DNA test. I just have to put that out.
They spent the next few minutes discussing Richie, his likes and dislikes, and how they would co-parent successfully moving forward. By the time he left later that evening after dinner, Pat felt like a heavy load was lifted from the depth of her heart. The power of forgiveness, she felt light. She had freed her mind and let go of every hurt and grudges she harbored for the past 7 years. That was the best Christmas gift she could ever give herself.